live from J. David Ramsey Stadium on the campus of Bear River High School. Touchdown Productions, celebrating 21 years of local high school sports excellence, is proud to present Bear River Bruin football. Tonight in week 4 of the PVL season, your 1-2 Bear River Bruins take on the 3-0, 5 times defending champion, Placer Hillman.
But now Stuck throwing it on third down. He looks down the middle of the field. He's got Chapman wide open. Past the 40-yard line. First down, Placer. What a grab.
Wow. What a big play that was.
And Marty, after this game, we're going to eventually have to pick a player of the game.
Well,
Marshall Chapman isn't a bad shout.
No, I think you're absolutely right. We got Bill Slade and Son Trucking player of the game is looking very likely to go to Chapman.
Perez on the carry gets about 9 on the rush.
There's another candidate right there, 24, and that is Perez. He has just done a whale of a job here tonight.
Stuck now under center. Gets the ball off to Perez. He's got room to work with. He's got his blockers downfield. Perez sticks off the tackle, sticks off another one. He can't evade the last defender down past the 35-yard line.
Well, I don't know. Perez is, wow. He is just breaking the back of these Bruin fans here tonight.
Perez really coming on in the second half, really being the bell cow for this offense. In the first half, we saw a lot of Marshall Chapman, but in this half, we're seeing a ton of Mario Perez. And the ball off to Perez once again. He breaks out the first tackle. And my gosh, Perez is running with authority down past the 20-yard line.
Wow. Well, I think at this point in time in the game with 3:16 left and Perez is running like a well-oiled machine, I think we've got he's a senior, and Bill Slade and Sons Player of the Game award tonight. I think at least my vote's going to go for Mario Perez.
That's a good shout. I mean, Perez is absolutely taking over the second half. First down and 10 now from the 18-yard line. Perez gets his name called once again, and this time gaining about only 6 yards on the play.
Even when they slow him up at the line of scrimmage, he moves forward for another 4 or 5 yards. That wrap it up for tonight as the Placer Hillman come out on top by a score of 34-19. We'll go down on the field for the Player of the Game award. It'll be awarded to Mario Perez on the Bill Slade and Sons Player of the Game. I'd like to remind you you're watching exclusive coverage of Bear River football right here on your NorCal Game of the Week, touchdownproductions.com.
Join the fun of Halloween this week at BNC and guess the weight of the giant pumpkin now on display. If you guess the weight correctly, you can win a $50 gift certificate good for anything in the store. It's fun for the whole family, so bring the kids and see the giant pumpkin in person, then make your best guess. And there's still a few days left for the bargains of the month at BNC, home of the Giant Pumpkin Contest.
We're here at Bear River High School after a big victory tonight by Placer over Bear River, and 4-0 for Placer now on their way to the playoffs. And our Player of the Game, Bill Slade and Sons Player of the Game award tonight goes to Mario Perez, and what a game it was tonight. There is your trophy for a very successful game, and all I got to say is your line opened up some big holes for you tonight.
Yeah, they did great. The running backs blocked down the field. They never stopped. They were fast.
Yeah, and they tried to stop you on several occasions, and you picked up another 5 or 6 yards after they had you. But I'm really impressed with your running style, and congratulations on a very fine game tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mario, talk a little bit about the start of the game. Didn't really go according to plan. How are you guys able to come back from that rough start to really come back and beat up on this Bear River team?
We went to the locker room. We talked about the small details. We figured out what we were doing wrong, and then it was all about just fixing them and then hitting hard and have fun.
And then Mario, lastly, the big one next week, Lincoln for the PVL title. What are your thoughts going into that game?
We just got to start off fast. Like we started off slow this game, so we just got to start off fast, and then we'll be fine.
Well, there he is, Mario Perez, your player of the game. Give him a round of applause, guys.
Thanks a lot, guys. Found Joey Montoya over here celebrating with his fans. Joey, I guess we are down to that last game where now you can think about the PVL championship and one more.
We are. We're going to enjoy this one, obviously, first tonight. Kids played hard and played physical and beat a good football team. And then tomorrow we're going to get to work on another very good football team.
Well, this is always a special rivalry here, the Placer-Bear River game. Of course, as we've talked earlier in the season, this is the last season for you in the PVL. But Bear River is a special place, and it's a very special game when you guys get together.
No doubt about it. You know, Coach Lowe, Coach Savoy, and their staff, they've done a phenomenal job for many, many years. You know, and you know, their kids, of course, it's a rival game, and you know, they always have a tremendous amount of talent, and they always get the most out of their players. And so Bear River was 6-2 coming into this game for a reason. You know, and they went toe-to-toe with Lincoln and Colfax for a reason. And we knew that it was going to be a battle tonight, and it was.
Now, I saw you had a few words with Coach Lowe coming on the field at the end. What did you say to him?
We just, you know, embraced and said, hey, great job. You know, wished each other luck for the future. And you know, I've known Terry since I was a kid, and my parents were friends with him, and he and his wife. And so, you know,
and the Logue boys.
And the Logue boys, we've known them for years. And so, I have the utmost respect for Coach Logue and Coach Savoy and this program. And I know they have much success to come up in the future.
Now, the game didn't start out the way you necessarily wanted. It had a fumble. Bear River capitalized on that, jumped ahead of you guys. What are you thinking about at that point, going into second quarter, going into halftime?
We just knew we had to weather the storm. We knew that we were, you know, a couple of things. We felt we played a little sloppy tonight. We played physical, but also give Bear River credit because they capitalized on those things and really came out to play tonight and created some of those things. And so, all things that we believe are fixable and things that we can clean up, and we're going to have to for the future coming up.
In the second half, it looked like you went a lot with the big guy, Mario.
Well, they gave us some things that we saw, and we made some adjustments, and we wanted to capitalize on it. And obviously, the offensive line did a great job blocking. Our backs did a great job blocking. Our backs did a great job running, and finally protecting the football, with the exception of the last play down at the 6. But overall, it's a good night. Proud of him.
And a big night once again for Michael Stuck.
Michael Stuck, he's become a playmaker for us. You know, he's played a lot of varsity football games as a junior, and has put us in this position. He made a heck of a pass down here. You know, we're at the 6-7 yard line and made a great read, and we're very fortunate to have Michael Stuck playing for us.
Now, looking ahead to next week, after you enjoy this one, of course, and watch it at touchdownproductions.com, what do you know about Lincoln? I know you've probably already been peeking at them a little bit.
We know that they're a great football team. Chris Bean has really got the program rolling. They do a great job down there. They've got phenomenal players, great talent, you know, a town that supports them much like ours, and it should be an electric atmosphere next week.
Well, it will be, and of course that's going to be at Lefevre Stadium. It'll be our game of the week. We'll be down there for the PVL championship game. And before I let you go, address what it's like to possibly win 6 PVL titles in a row. What's that road been like?
You know, to be honest with you, I haven't even thought about it.
Well, that's why I'm asking the question.
You know, it's not even something on our radar. It's not even something we talk about. It's not even something we think about, even as a program. And you know, we focus on the moment and the day and what we're doing at that moment. And we're very fortunate that in the last 9 or 10 years that we've been able to at least be in this game, whether we won it or not. And that's a real tribute to the staff, the great coaches I have around me. I have some of the best coaches around, bar none. You know, the players that have played for us over the years, and obviously the support staff that we have around us. And so sometimes, you know, the head coach gets way too much credit. And, you know, over the last 10 years, I think, bar none, you could take me out of the picture. This staff and the players that we've had have done it all. And so very fortunate, and we'll get to work tomorrow.
All right, Joey. Well, listen, congratulations. Enjoy this one tonight with your team. A little bit of a short bus ride home for you guys, so I might get to bed at a reasonable time. And we'll see you next week out at Lefevre Stadium for the PVL championship game.
Hey, thank you, and we're looking forward to this short commute.
All righty. There he is, Joey Montoya. Let's go back to Dave and Marty to close it out here. Not as cold this week. You guys really missed a cold one here last week for the close of the show. Guys, take it back.
Thanks, Gil, and the great interview with Joey Montoya tonight. And David, how do you summarize this game here tonight?
It was just an all-out good performance from Placer. I mean, coming back early after the fumble, giving up the immediate touchdown. Joey Montoya and the boys really dug down deep, really pulled this game out through, thanks to Mario Perez, our player of the game.
Yeah, and it's going to be a big game next week between Bear River and Center. The last we heard, Center was beating Colfax, and they need a win too in this league. So PVL has been very tough this year, and so next week it's coming down to the wire for the Bruins. If they win, they're in. If they don't, then they're done for the season.
And you can catch us for the NorCal Game of the Week next week at Placer High School for the PVL Championship between Placer High School and Lincoln.
So that's it from Bear River High School here tonight, as Bear River comes up just a little bit short against a fine Placer team. And for Gil Dominguez, David Klein, this is Marty Mortensen saying thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next week at Placer High School.